Okay, so here's my first attempt at shoutcasting a game. This is a game that I played against in Protoss versus Zerg. I'm Protoss, AlbinoRhino is Zerg. He's in upper right, I'm in the bottom left. And it's a great example of having the correct counter to someone's unit that they are using, reacting to what you see, changing your build or your strategy on the fly, and how well it can pay off, and also how much it sucks to over specialize and not react or scout your opponent. So I'm going to speed this up a little. This is just all the initial opening. I was trying to go for a standard 4 gate, which I'm trying to learn and get better at, but I need to refine my control of the sort of all of the opening times and exactly when I'm supposed to do stuff with certain supply. This has standard only, this is a 2-player map, so it has standard spawning locations. I kind of routed my probe around the map here, around the area, just in an attempt to keep an eye on things for a little while, not let him attack me. He didn't really seem to react to me very much here. So, not sure why that was, but for whatever reason, I didn't see him doing really anything interesting, and then took off, parked that guy near a vision tower, and went back. This is all standard stuff. I've got my core out. I'm building a pylon to help block off the front here. I built a couple pylons eventually. Boosted the research. I got a little bit off here with various supply things and timing. I was trying to get better with the timing and I ended up just making some mistakes. Especially I did not have enough gas production going. If I was going for more stalkers than I usually do, I really should have pushed the gas more. And since I didn't, I wasn't ready for it when I wanted to rush with them. I had to cancel this pylon to get my probe out. Got that right. I'm running 3 gateways now, and they should all be switching over. Yep. The income, I was actually pretty high compared to him for most of it. He was pushing on gas, I'm not really sure why. He did do the Speedlings upgrade, the wings, but he didn't do much else. I think he ended up doing one army, one damage upgrade, and that's it. I really should have been pushing for just as much minerals as possible. Notice I put this pylon here that, not familiar with the map, didn't realize I was putting it behind cliffs, so I ended up putting that one up. I did not have enough minerals at this point, and I ended up basically not being able to create enough units, especially for what was coming my direction. So at this point I see he's running pretty much full Zerglings, and he's also got the speed upgrade. You'll notice though, they don't really do that much damage without having a surround. So this group that was right here basically was able to survive for a long time. And they almost took out all of those Zerglings. Had I had enough gas, or had I warped in fast enough, actually I did have no, I did not have enough gas. Had I warped in fast enough, I would have been absolutely able to destroy them. So now they get a surround, and that one just goes down. It's very easy at that point. So I basically just learned a lesson there about how a mass of stalkers, if they're clumped, you don't have to necessarily have their backs to a wall. So sometimes one of the best things can be to, like if they're kind of spread out, maybe like group them, blink them into one spot, and it can save you a lot. I think he spotted my my pylon there. Yep, he's going to get that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to recover from that, so I'm making more zealots. I had extra minerals and not enough gas, so I realized, hey, I need to just make a bunch of pylons, make a bunch of gateways, and just take care of this. Trying to reduce the amount of spendable resources that I have in hand. So I made a couple gateways to burn some of those minerals off. Waited for the pylons to come up. His speedlings are coming this way. I quickly reposition them all, so I put the zealots out there in front to tank them, and the stalkers up top to just take them down. Worked out really well. They died without doing pretty much any damage to any of these guys. And now I'm just pushing zealots, realizing I'm going to have to get an expansion because I'm oversaturated here, and I've got more gatherers than him. He's actually running 2 bases, and I still have more gatherers than him. He's still massing these guys. There's tons going on there, 3 pages worth. Now I'm running 6 gateways. I put my robotics facility out to train an observer up. I'm going to go ahead and speed up again here, just to make sure that I had that all taken care of. Moved my guys out here to seem like a natural choke point if he was going to come down from the top, and got my nexus going for my expansion. Observers going out. And what I saw here basically clinched the game for me. I did not actually see that group there when I went by them. And here I just see production. A bunch of Zerglings jumping out. And more production. And then I see the massive group. And then I realize he's been doing everything for those Zerglings. So now I know what I need to do. And I'm already warping in zealots. Basically just macroing zealots at this point, pumping out probes, trying to increase my mineral income, and you're going to see my mineral income's going, it's going to steadily start rising here. He's taking out the rocks for this gold expansion. Why he's doing that I don't know, because if he's going for this much macro with Zerglings, of all things, and not pushing to a mid or endgame unit, then why on earth would he push for high numbers? So he's about to get attacking here. I've brought my income up by about 100. I found myself supply locked, so I get a bunch more pylons up. And just before he attacks, I'm able to get a bunch more zealots warped in here. There they go, along with a couple stalkers. And here, you notice I got my guys spread across there. They were not able to get through except in very limited numbers. The stalkers focused on them, and you'll notice I don't think I actually lost a single zealot in that whole encounter. We actually just go back a tiny bit. You can see that again. So there's my second page. Still 8 on the second page, still 8, still 8. Yeah, I didn't lose a single unit, and you saw how many Zerglings he was attacking with, so yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's called using a choke point, having the right unit. Zealots were made to tank Zerglings. They didn't let them get us around off. They trapped in between the buildings. I did it all without the use of soccer force fields. I probably could have done it without sentry force fields. There's a Nidus worm going up. It's loaded, but it's not about to start discharging. What he was waiting for, I don't know. It disappears in seconds. I take out this expansion with all these zealots. Easy to get a surround off. I got an achievement actually in this match for taking out 4 hatcheries. And at this point, I think he sees this and he just kind of goes, okay, what am I supposed to do? Because there's basically nothing he can do. And at this point, I'm not even microing the zealots very well. I mean, they're getting choked up all over the place, and he's still just pumping out Zerglings. There's nothing he can do. If he had some tech, he didn't even have a roach horn. If he had some tech, like a whole bunch of roaches, those would have worked well, the armored units and all, and being ranged. He could have funneled my zealots down. I think the only reason that he didn't quit at this point is he was just probably laughing at the number of zealots that were on the screen. If he'd diversified his tech a little bit using that lair, then I probably would have been at his mercy. If he'd switched to a Spire and started just pouring Mutalisks out, I would have been absolutely destroyed. And then he pretty much summed it up here when he said, wait for it. And there you go. There's my GG, there's his GG, and that's game.